Religions unite people, provide purpose, and attempt to answer life's biggest questions. But what if I told you that many of the traits we associate with cults also exist in mainstream religions? Is religion just a large, socially accepted cult? Where do we draw the line between faith and control? And if a cult grows large enough, does it simply evolve into a religion? Before we compare, let's establish what a cult actually is. Psychologists and historians generally agree that cults have several defining traits. 1. Charismatic leadership, a single, often revered figure seen as divine, infallible, or possessing exclusive knowledge. 2. Absolute truth claims the belief that only this group possesses ultimate truth, making all others misguided or deceived. 3. Us versus them mentality, a strong division between insiders and outsiders, where outsiders are seen as lost, evil, or even dangerous. 4. Strict control. Members must adhere to strict behavioral, financial, and lifestyle regulations, often dictated by leadership. 5. Fear-based loyalty. Questioning or leaving the group leads to punishment, social exile, or worse. Sound familiar? Many of these characteristics are present in major religions as well. But does that mean all religions are cults? If cults and religions share similarities, what separates them? Here are some key distinctions. 1. Longevity and social acceptance. Religions often persist for centuries, shaping cultures and societies, while cults tend to collapse or fade away. 2. Open membership and growth. Established religions generally welcome new members without secrecy, whereas cults often control access. 3. Structured doctrine and tradition. Religions typically have ancient scriptures, organized leadership, and theological frameworks that provide structure. 4. Less control, usually. While some religions enforce strict rules, many encourage personal interpretation and questioning. However, the line isn't always clear. Many religious sects and fundamentalist groups exhibit cult-like tendencies, controlling members through fear, restricting critical thought, and discouraging dissent. Consider this. Every major religion began as a small movement led by a central figure. Many of these figures and their followers were viewed as rebels, extremists, or even cultists in their time. 1. Christianity. Jesus and his disciples were persecuted as radical disruptors of Jewish and Roman traditions. 2. Islam. Prophet Muhammad and his early followers were seen as a threat to the established order in Mecca. 3. Buddhism. Buddha's teachings challenge the rigid caste-based Hindu system. Does this mean that if a cult survives long enough and gains widespread acceptance, it becomes a religion? Or is there something deeper distinguishing the two? Despite the differences, religions and cults fulfill similar human needs. 1. A sense of belonging. People crave community, shared values, and purpose. 2. Certainty in an uncertain world. Belief systems provide comfort and security. 3. Answers to life's big questions. Fear of death, existential anxiety, and the search for meaning push people toward faith. If we were born in a different time or culture, would we believe something entirely different? Are our beliefs shaped more by faith or by psychological and social conditioning? Some argue that religions control people through fear, much like cults. 1. Blind faith in religious leaders. Similar to cults, many religious groups revere their leaders unquestioningly. 2. Discouragement of questioning. Many religious traditions view doubt as a weakness or even a sin. 3. Rules and consequences. Like cults, some religious groups impose severe consequences for dissent. However, others argue that religions differ fundamentally. 1. Historical foundations and cultural integration. Established religions have shaped civilizations, ethics, and laws over millennia. 2. Voluntary membership, mostly. While some religions impose strict rules, many allow freedom of thought and interpretation. 3. Faith and spirituality. Without control. Many spiritual paths exist outside authoritarian structures, focusing on personal enlightenment rather than obedience. Some religious movements and sects blur the line between mainstream religion and cult-like control. Fundamentalist groups, in particular, often exhibit extreme devotion, strict adherence to doctrine, and rejection of outsiders. Examples include 1. Extreme evangelical movements. Some Christian sects emphasize absolute obedience and reject secular influences entirely. 2. Radical Islamist groups. Some interpretations of Islam enforce rigid laws, punish dissent harshly, and isolate followers from broader society. 3. Ultra-Orthodox sects. Some Jewish and Hindu sects demand strict adherence to rituals and restrict members from engaging with outsiders. Where do we draw the line between religious devotion and cultural control? The psychological pull of religion and cults. Why do people stay in belief systems that exert extreme control? Psychological and social factors play a major role. 1. Fear of the unknown. Religion provides security in an unpredictable world. 2. Group identity and social pressure. People are wired for community and often conform to avoid exclusion. 3. Charismatic leaders and influence. A powerful leader can inspire loyalty and devotion, sometimes to the point of blindness. 4. Cognitive dissonance. People resist questioning beliefs they have deeply committed to, as changing them would cause discomfort. Are religions just big cults? At the end of the day, belief is deeply personal. But we must ask ourselves, are we following something because we truly believe it, or because we were taught not to question it? What do you think? Are religions just larger, more accepted cults, or is there a fundamental difference? Let's continue the conversation. Drop your thoughts in the comments below.